It's the beginning of the week, which means we need to watch some Date A Live, and everything's not looking good. Not at all. The fact we're losing spirits left, right, and centre, the fact that Meow is reclaiming the energy that she gave them, and leaving nothing more than just empty husks in her wake. How many of them are going to have to fall before this is over? I'm guessing, storyline-wise, all of them? Don't know if Toga will be included in that, considering, well, you know how important she is, but still. Doing anything you can to try and reclaim a lost love, one that was taken from you too early. Probably a storyline that people can really get behind, but what exactly is going to be shot our way before it's over? And of course, let's not forget the fact that Shido himself is now on a life and death struggle against Isaac himself. Which is only ever going to go well. So let's strap ourselves in and begin the episode. I mean, why not get into the episode hard and fast immediately? Show various craft falling out of the sky, exploding on the minorest of touches. Let's hope they were automatically piloted and not manned. Also, I do kind of want the AI, that is Maria, to have some instruction or help that would assist them, considering it is like mechanically driven, the opposite of the spirits and whatnot. But how are they going to react once they find out that several of their comrades and friends have already fallen, and there's that whole distortion world that's existing, I guess. I think part of the difficulty with this is that Mio isn't inherently evil or anything. It's just she is completely detached from what's going on, because, anything as long as it means bringing forward the fate of her being with Shin. It's been a long time since we've had any of the just casual Date A Live nonsense and dates and fun. But you can't exactly just have a halt in the action to jet off to the arcade or anything. Especially when, for quite a few episodes, I've been pining for exactly this kind of thing, a step up in the story. And is the effect of the... Oh, looks like they made it. But yeah, is the effect of the was it petals or light? I think it was petals, because there's flowers and shit. Actually just imminent death, just instant. I mean, they don't even know their condition right now, other than they just kind of started falling out of the sky. Now they've met face to face with those that are giving them aid. Took command at quite a young age. Well, they're standing to attention, showing some due diligence there and respect. But actually having the Hesti somewhat join forces, even if they can't do anything out on the battlefield. Nice, after so many years of battle. Oh god. Well, that would explain a lot of how he kind of knew the ins and outs and why he was so indispensable in several of the fights already. I mean, yes, and yes, and yes. I mean, we're well aware of this. How many lists is he on? Hopefully at least no fly and a tell your neighbours as soon as you move into the area kind of lists. Why is he being rewarded? You know, even in the heat of battle, he's allowed a little bit of reprieve. He can really do his best now that he is filled with vigour. Yes, that's what he's filled with. And therefore didn't respond well to any sort of discipline and immediately left. Good. Got some sort of plan. Fancy visual effects there. Not just your average beam of light, but actually filling in the cracks with wisps of electricity tendrils. So yeah, about the medical suite that we've just got people booked into. Doesn't look like it's... the doctors are going to be very good there. But it is, at least on Mia's side, have this field there where you can control anything and everything, physical and non-physical, metaphysical, change it to your whims, and then surround the surrounding area around it with instant death particles. Stops anyone getting in. If anything that comes into contact with it starts to malfunction and break. Make it as streamlined as possible and whatnot. Do they not get vote in this? But yeah, considering what they've been through so far, is any of them going to turn down this chance to ride into oblivion with her? Plus, it's not like their daily lives are better than imminent demise. Well, I've actually started to get signals through and decipher what it all is. Yeah. If you've got 4 spirits already that are quite formidable, just laying there. As long as Toka and Origami have a bit of backup. Use that time. Oh, they're using that time to launch a head-on assault. It was a neat attempt. Oh shit! I expected Toka to be like, you know, one of the last, but I guess it going against certain tropes and shit there, since she was already in that main field. It didn't last long, did it? So, crashing down the gates of Valhalla just to finish it all the sooner. Just keeping her safe for the time when it was most advantageous. Everything that they experienced was real, but it doesn't trump her plans, her goal. Do you know what it means to be a friend or treasure things, really? Well, it's all just so instant and without fanfare or anything. See, that's how you have a major, not villain per se, but force of nature. Just no real emotions, just pure. If they can't see, doesn't that make certain senses heightened though, as we've started seeing from a different show? What was I saying? Yes, of course. If he's still got all of the powers of the various... There we go, that's what I was about to say. Various spirits and the like. Would he have, like, Natsume's shape-shifting? I see the key still works, so yeah, no matter if they're killed or not, he still can use that power. But what was it that gave him away? Ah. So just make dumbass fucking moves, keep it unpredictable. Do something that he wouldn't expect, one that doesn't use spirit power, maybe. Like I said before, swift kick to the bollocks. That would usually work. Behold my greatest weapon, testicular torsion. Not just a false facsimile that was created to reach a fraction of the power. So we're holding sins of the forefathers. Not really. Against them all. He just enjoys the killing. All I'm hearing here is a big yap. Which usually means things are about to be set against him. When the monologue starts, so, I can't talk anymore. I need to actually get through and kill you now. He is evil. He's made the McDonald's paper straw. He's got Natsume and Miku. And are they the only two left? If I'm forgetting anyone, then... well, they weren't that memorable. Yep, he's just a mid-level boss. They've got other things to pay attention to. Also, I think leaving Miku with, Gabriel or whatever their power's name was, with the one that can mimic it, is a good idea to have them team up. Hey, how do you want to divvy up the opponents in front of them? Is he just going to have a bunch of feints? Keep him guessing of which one is going to be the actual attack there? Oh god, he's going Super Saiyan. Maybe if he does prostrate himself in front of him, that would be an unexpected move. If he can use and combine powers into ways that that didn't exist before, that'd be interesting. It's a burden, isn't it? Nice little particles. You know, screaming victory. Ah, God, more monologuing. But have you looked up the power of gun? Oh, no, okay. Well, you've got the impact frames. Nani? Yeah, okay. Using the power picked up from video games. How would you defeat that? Oh, I saw a little redness there. Might be sore to the touch. So, was he... Okay. Don't kill him or anything, just lock the power away. He's not into the thorough ways. No double tapping. The less people talk about it, the better. At least break an arm. Maybe remove his legs. What? Why did that voice line sound like it was in a bucket? Did they need to re-record that? Was that my headphones? It's all just another experience in the grand tapestry of life. Oh yeah, he had a nice bit of spirit power that needed to be collected. Now all of the colours have been collected. They're here. Do you not realise? Look, all of them. Now that he is effectively alone in this battle, still with certain powers of the spirit, even to a lesser degree, I don't know what he can actually do about this. I wonder if it's actually going to surprise me. Because unless they have Mio kind of completely capitulate and rebuild the world before she went off the rails. Because if they were just beings built from spirit energy, then sure, have them return to that. The world is at the status quo. But they're not. They're humans that were imbued with it. So, still families losing their daughters kind of thing. But it is like a Game of Thrones moment where every character that we know of is slowly being whittled down. Having the showdown against Isaac be him just stand there and not really do it. Sure, he was given the power of omniscience and he's got an army of children that he can send forward, but he himself didn't actually do anything to deserve the title of like mage or wizard or whatever. But having him just being taken down by legally distinct Kamehameha. Okay, that works for me. And then the glory and victory in that, and the moral superiority of keeping him alive, even though he's a really bad dude, just to be immediately shut down by Mio coming in like, yeah, but he still has that power, you know, I kind of need that. Just to really put a full stop in the proceedings. Now that all of the spirits have been collected, what next? And as far as, like I said with before, the 3D work in this show, obviously it can be used to cover up a lack of budget and put in a bunch of extra characters that you don't want to draw each frame, etc., etc. And usually it's a little jarring. When Origami fell backwards, I noticed it quite heavily, but for the most part, it's not been that bad. I've kind of been able to separate myself from thinking about the 3D to just watching the show. That, not suspension of disbelief, because it's not the same thing, but suspension of caring about the 3D. I think because it has been so many episodes and it's just kept with it, it's not kind of flipped back and forth. Even in certain close-ups, it's still using the 3D characters and whatnot. It's not shone away from that. I think it was used for its benefit, actually, in the long scheme of things. And I do wonder if this is going to boil down to Shido's usual approach of things. Talk someone down from an extreme position and have them think about their place in it, what they've been doing, and it doesn't have to be this way. Or it's a lot more, what the hell are you doing? You're too far gone kind of moment. I'm not entirely sure, but the slight glimpses of hope, the instant death particles out there that have already struck a few of them and they've been taken to the med bay. They're actually dead, so what's a little, oxygen mask gonna do for them? But having the Fraxinus and all of the crew now also succumb to it, and anyone that was a spirit on board is perforated. Might be a good word. Usually this would be, if it was a 12 episode season, maybe episode 10. This is 7. So we've got plenty more coming up, which means that either Shido is holding his ground for several episodes, it's going to split off into kind of existential, let's have a sit down chat about all of this for a while, or a significant event is about to happen. Considering, I still don't know if he did or not, but there was time travel shenanigans. Maybe okay, this is bad. This is the bad ending. Let's just skip back, try again, different timeline. What about this one? I think you can pull that off all too much, though, because it starts to lose its effectiveness with the audience. People stop caring. It's like, try again. But we'll see where this goes. Plenty of fun still to be had, hopefully. But actually having that little conversation with Meal there was like, actually, all the time I spent with you guys was amazing. I loved each and every one of you. Pity you had to die. But, c'est la vie. Had to be with Shinji. Okay. If you've enjoyed this one, let me know. I'm still trying to work it all out. Leave a like and a comment down below if you want to help support me a little. If you want to help the channel grow, consider subscribing and sharing with your friends. If you want to do a little bit for yourself, consider joining onto my Discord, where votes and memes and whatnot are all going on. But for now, take care of yourselves, so that I can see you for the next one. I need to thank my patrons because they don't need to lay down their lives in order to protect me or my channel. Instead, we can continue just sitting here and watching more anime, and as long as time provides. So, I do need to thank Sal, AegisTR, Darky26, Guado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Pouring, Wolfie Sensei, Zug, and everyone else. For without you, me and my channel would be laying in the metaphorical alleyway with a bullet in the spine.